Hey, it's 2023. The game is up, man. You're tired of renting. You've seen what rents have been doing, and you just want to get out of that game and become a homeowner. And I'm here to help you by providing tools and resources right here on this Facebook group, How to Buy a Home in Tennessee. I'll introduce you to a few of my peers and partners in the business. We're going to be doing interviews, and we're going to be doing this live on Tuesdays starting at 6 p.m. So join us each week. We're going to try to do it each week, but give you great information. I promise you're going to learn a lot right here. And I'm excited to share that with you and look forward to seeing you reach your goal of homeownership. Ready to be on your team. Let's go. To leave a comment. It looks like, again, we got to figure this out. It goes mute. We mute for the first few minutes, but we're live now. So we're on here with our Facebook Live group, and I've got a special guest, Olivia Stanley.
Hey.
Oh man, we're gonna figure this out. This is new technology, and it's totally operator error. Totally my fault each time. And I look for this, and I just miss it. But we're here. Hopefully, you can hear me. If you can hear me, drop something in the chat. Let me know you can hear me. This is going towards our Facebook home buyers group. So we want to give you guys content that you could use. And tonight we got a couple of things to talk about. This is if you're thinking about purchasing a new home, working with a builder. So if something happens when we get people pre-qualified, we're working with people for months and months, and then they go out and they find a new construction property. And the thing that happens is that builder most likely has a preferred lender arrangement. So is that a good thing or a bad thing? We're going to talk about that a little bit, as well as mortgage protection insurance. So once you close on a home, you typically get solicitation for some type of insurance-related policy directed towards your mortgage and protecting your mortgage. So just wanted to share that information with you. We're going to talk a little bit about that tonight. So let's jump in. Actually, let's go ahead and talk about our builders a little bit here and see what we can do. We're going to talk about that, okay? So if there is a situation where you are looking to purchase new construction, is it an advantage or a disadvantage to use the builder's preferred lender? So here we're going to have a couple of advantages, okay? Because we're not just going to sugarcoat this. Of course, we want your business, but we're going to look at both sides of things, okay? So an advantage, the lender knows the builder. They know each other. So that's a situation that could be an advantage. You know, they'll get you pre-approved, and the builder automatically will trust that lender is going to be able to get them to the closing table. So you think that's an advantage?
I think it's an advantage.
Yep, definitely so. Another thing is that there is good communication between the builder and lender. A lot of times they're on the same site. Sometimes, or we know that at least they have communication on a regular basis,
Mhm.
the builder and the lender. So that could be something that could be considered an advantage as well. Okay. And there's another thing that they have is lender incentives. You know about that?
I know a little bit about that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I'd say you do. When you're looking to purchase a home, new construction, a lot of times you'll get enticed by the builder to use their preferred lender. Frequently, this has to do with them providing some type of incentive. It could be monetary, um, and it could be additional appliances and things of that nature. But we're going to look at an example here about that, and we're also now going to jump into disadvantages. Okay, so what's a disadvantage? Well, the lender and builder know each other. Okay, in the markets that we've seen, these builders and lenders sometimes, they know exactly what they need to do to try to get a deal. And sometimes, they hear all the pains and the nuances, and they know things more than you would know, or your lender would know. And sometimes that's not always a good thing. I'm not going to get into that too deep, but do you think that there's some possible disadvantages?
There definitely is. They can communicate behind the scenes,
Mm,
maybe not so much to your advantage,
mm.
but we can get into that.
Yep, definitely. So there is that's something that you would have to consider. Another possible disadvantage would be, sometimes the builder will think that we don't communicate well, but we have systems in place. Every week they're hearing from us. We're knowing the status on everything. So that is a situation where the builder may feel, or they may project that this other lender may not be in good communication. We're local, and we basically lend in our area. We may even be out at the property. So that would be a situation where it would be an advantage for us, and maybe a disadvantage as well for their lender, because we're going to be working in your behalf. Now, another disadvantage is lender incentives. Now, I said it was an advantage before, right?
Hmm.
So we're going to take a look at that real quick, okay? So, say we have a seller credit. Here's a live example. This is actually a snippet off of a form that I got from somebody I know that was buying a home, and they promised them $8,500 as a seller credit and a lender credit of $1,500. So that sounds great. Remember, we talked about those incentives, but you have to understand the terms, have to know and understand how that works. First off, you may find yourself in a situation where the rate is actually a little bit higher than a competitor's rate. That's because a lot of time for those incentives, they're pricing it
Hi.
so they can do some type of lender credit. Okay, so they're pricing it and it's being rolled into the pricing. Okay, but that's just one thing. Okay, another thing would be it would be possible that you see here in this example, the lender credit was $1,500, but you got to check those fees. You got to check those fees because the origination fee was $1,335. So is that $1,500 that they're giving the client?
No.
No, no, it's not. But let's look at this as well. They also were throwing in there another origination point, $7,500. So that $8,500 seller credit and that lender credit almost completely washed by fees, people. So that is one of the main points is check those. If you got lender incentives, you want to make sure you understand your loan estimate and get a second opinion. That would be my advice. Get a second opinion. Don't just rely on that builder's lender. Shop a little bit. And there's something else though that's really, really important when you're buying a home. How long does it when you're doing new construction? Do you typically close in 30 days?
No, it usually takes a lot longer than that. They still have to build the property.
Yeah. So it could take 90 days, 60 days. It could take 180
180.
months, 240 months. Um,
5 years.
You say that, but those
It's
contracts are
really,
really open for the builder's advantage. So you want to make sure that you understand the terms and have a real estate agent that is working in your behalf to help you understand the terms of a new construction deal. So one thing that we've run into is a maximum term they would lock the loan. Now everybody knows kind of what's been happening with interest rates, right? Rates have been pretty volatile, I would say, wouldn't you?
I would. I agree
Yep.
with that.
So they've been going up and down and mostly up, right? So if you think about if you had started a construction project, say 9, 10 months ago when rates were a little bit lower, would it not been advantage to your advantage to lock in that rate right then and there and not have to worry if you're going to be priced out of the purchase of your home? I mean,
Yeah.
most definitely. So a lot of times we'll be in a situation where you have to wait to lock within 60 days or 90 days of closing, and that could actually be very problematic um, for you. So at Bell, we do have an option for you if you're building to lock in your rate with an extended rate lock. Now, you could go from 180 to 240 days on that rate lock. Now, there is an upfront fee for that rate lock, but it's also um, refundable. So you will get that towards your fees. And some lenders will charge that fee, and it's just a hardcore fee. So I really like that about our extended rate lock option if you're looking to purchase a home. So, got some information for you there. Hopefully, that was something you could find a little bit of insight with and could use if you're thinking about purchasing a home. One other thing I want to share is that there's certain programs. I always got to go to my moving forward loan, guys, because there's certain homes, certain areas that actually the new construction loans work very well in as well. I've got a sheet here. We put together an example based on a builder's estimate, based on a conventional loan, and based on our moving forward loan. Whereas, let me just share some brief tips. Now, this purchase price was around $436,000. Cash to close at the end from the builder was over 40,000. If you didn't use the builder's incentives because of those fees and you went with a straight conventional loan, it was just a little bit higher. So that again,
Shows that their incentives aren't helping that much.
yep, that was those $10,000 in fees. Maybe they were maybe a couple thousand off, but the key was the payment was lower because the rate they didn't, we didn't have to jack up the rate as much to give those credit fees as well. So you may want to look at that. But our moving forward loan, the funds to close were about 25,000 versus 41,000, and the monthly payment was less because of the lack of a monthly mortgage insurance payment. It's a lender paid mortgage insurance. So if you want to get the numbers, we'd be happy to share those with you as well. But yeah, just wanted to share a little bit of information about. I know that was a lot.
But it was good.
That was a lot because I just get into it, and I'm really, it really bugs me when the people are in that situation sometimes because they feel like, hey,
This
you
is
know,
better.
they don't even want to, they don't even want to talk when they hear $8,500. But I can show you how I can bring a lot less and have a cheaper payment without those incentives, and that's the main point. Shop around a little bit. So now that we've discussed that a little bit, I want to talk a little bit about mortgage insurance. And I've got a friend of mine that I'm going to bring in and share a little bit of information with you about that. All right. I'm with my guy Rylan here. So you guys, we're on Real Estate Industry Professionals Facebook group. Tell us a little bit about who you are and what you do.
Well, my name is Rylan Frederick Towns II, and I love mortgage protection. I mean, helping families out. You get a brand new home, it's like, congratulations. Awesome step. One thing I always encourage new buyers is about life. Unexpected things happen, changes happen, situations. And people find themselves in situations to where their home is not protected. So somebody's got to foot that bill.
Rylan's a personal friend. I know his family. Our kids are around the same age and actually love this guy. He's really good people to hang out with. Tell us a little bit more about what you offer, and just a little bit about what you guys do.
So I started off with Towns Insurance, but I'm now partnered with Symmetry Financial Group. In the past, I've been a captive agent. It was so hard for me to talk to people, and you'll hear them say, I didn't get approved. And I didn't like that, because there's so many different things going on. Maybe you got high blood pressure, maybe you're overweight, maybe you got asthma, you got sleep apnea. There's so many different things. If you lock yourself in with one company, you're gonna get those results. I have taken the time to get contracted with over 35 different companies in over 10 states. Every company is different. One company may say, well, we wouldn't take you because you just had surgery 2 years ago, or you just found out you had cancer, or you just found out your husband had heart surgery. And those companies want to say, no, we won't accept it. The other one will say, we will accept it. So it's my job as a broker to be able to do that for you. And that's all I encourage people to do. Let's go ahead and see if we can get you a quote. Let's see if we can find some things that would help you out. And a lot of times I always tell people, something is better than nothing. If you can cover that home mortgage, great. But I'll tell you this, when you lose a loved one, don't you need time to grieve? So what is that for you? Wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to pay your mortgage for 2 years or 12 months? And even some, I encourage them, even 6 months. That would take an extreme load of pressure off of you. And then being able to sit down with clients and, like I'm talking to you, Alonzo, it's like, I'll sit there and I'll say, what if your wife wasn't in the picture today? How would you make it? Nobody ever wants to have those discussions.
Boy, you just shook me.
Yeah, man.
No,
it's like nobody wants to have those
combo.
discussions. Yeah. But we think we're okay. We're gonna be okay. So it's like I always tell people, let's get this out the way. Yeah. Let's talk about it now, so we'll never have to talk about it again. Yeah. So mortgage protection is huge, but I offer life insurance, final expense. I love working with seniors, annuities, and then of course we have a trademark program called Debt Free Life. Okay. And I always encourage a lot of clients to look into it. So we have a program in which you can actually pay off your mortgage and all your debt in less than 9 years.
What?
And I need to add this important part, without spending any more than you're actually spending.
So it looks like we got some future interviews and sessions coming up with Rylan here.
And that's a win-win for everybody, right?
Yeah, for sure. Tell a friend, if you know somebody thinking about buying a house, buying or refinancing, I'm your guy. But let's work on trying to get out of debt and move forward with Rylan. We're here at Foulin's. I'm hungry.
But I gotta stop you. I'm hungry too, but I won't say, I appreciate you. You know why? Because I always said this back in high school. I wish there was somebody who could educate us about how things are happening and what we need to do. And it's people like yourself.
I appreciate
just educating people.
Yeah.
Having this means of a channel to educate people on what moves they should make. Yeah. So we can make better decisions.
Awesome.
So I appreciate this, and I appreciate us getting together.
Awesome, my man. All right, y'all stay tuned. Thank you. Have a good one. All right, we're back. I appreciate you too, Rylan. Really appreciate spending time and getting, sharing people I know, people that can help other people in their life choices and making things a little bit easier through different programs like this one, our 1% down. I just talked about it. Moving forward, lender paid mortgage program. It offers a lot of great features. So if you're thinking about purchasing a home again, keep us in mind. If you have questions about credit, things of that nature, we recently partnered with Credit Bros, and they have a unique program there that allows you to dispute your credit for free, give you good coaching tips, things of that nature. And I think that's about it. We hit about the 20-minute mark, and I want to kind of keep it around that. If anybody has any questions, just leave a message, and we'll get back with you, and we'll see you next Tuesday.
Bye.
Anything you want to add?
Oh, thanks for having me.
I just been talking.
It's okay. Well, it's good to listen. I learn a lot by listening to him.
Well, I tell you what, I'm very impressed with her. She's jumped in and really made a splash in my life, a mark as far as helping get transactions through the process. As a matter of fact, I go to closings and people asking where she is all the time and not even worrying about me. So thank you for what you do. I appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Well, until next time, bye-bye.